Yo, it's your boy Colin, aka Colin Trades CSP, back with you with another video. In today's video, I'm just giving my overall weekly outlook on Opendoor Technologies. I post these videos every Wednesday, giving you guys a general update on how the accountability acquisition contract that was posted yesterday would also give you guys a general idea of what I see when it comes to the overall company, if there was any updates posted in the past week, and then I like to finish off with the technical analysis of when it comes to how the technicals look moving forward for this coming week. So sit back, relax. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit the like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you guys stay tuned when I post these videos, and let's get into it. So, like I said, Opendoor posts their weekly acquisitions, and they posted roughly 558 total contracts for last week. Now, this is 9% lower than the previous week, but you gotta look year over year, we're up 107. And also, we're looking roughly around in that average range of 500 to 700 in Q3 alone. So not too shabby when it comes to these acquisition contracts. I truly believe we will soon, probably starting in Q1 of 2027, be in that 1,000 range per week. But as of right now, it is a slow process because of the current housing market that is going on at the moment. The housing market has been in full collapse, and we just need to make sure that we take everything with a grain of salt and give it time for the market to figure itself out. The people do not want to buy houses in the current high inflation, so you basically just gotta wait until interest rates decide to fall, because they will fall for people to buy up this current market. Now, at the moment, like I said, Opendoor is currently operating in this market and able to give forward guidance of raising guidance for 2027. And with a positive EBITDA growth, this is definitely overall bullish when it comes to buying at this current price. So you just got to take everything with a grain of salt and just be patient. Now, like I said, the U.S. housing demand has completely fallen. As I showed in the chart last week, there are more sellers than buyers in this current market. But at the moment, if you're trying to sell and there's no buyers, they're being left on inventory on these websites like Zillow, Redfin, and so forth. But Opendoor is able to flip this as their inventory starts to grow at a faster rate. So that allows for sales to be basically revenue or realized for these quarters a lot faster than the Zillow and so forth. So the Zillows are a bigger company, but they're not able to move the inventory as fast as Opendoor Technologies. I might be wrong, but hey, that information is what I'm just basically pursuing. This is not financial advice. And like I said before, a lot of people are talking downside when it comes to this housing market, but Opendoor in the past couple of weeks were able to basically increase their number of sold homes. Who knows how, but it's just basically when it comes to artificial intelligence, using AI to basically help assist when it comes to purchasing and selling these homes. So not too bad when it comes to that. And like I said, overall, the company looks to be moving pretty good going into this turnaround story of once interest rates decide to move down, then the buyers will step into the market, allowing for Opendoor to take full advantage of this with their current infrastructure of the company turning around. Now, when it comes to looking at going into Q3, we don't have Q3 earnings until November, but we do have probably the second now half of Q3 just about almost finished. We're looking at roughly around 990 million to 1.14 billion for revenue that will be reported for Q3. Now, this is basically in line of what was projected, so nothing of craze going into the earnings call. But again, like I said before, This is overall bullish when it comes to what is being provided when it comes to data on the current housing market. So not too shabby overall when it comes to the current price. Once this does get realized and the market starts to basically figure out that Opendoor is way ahead of the game, the price will just continue to fall. So I'm not worried at all. All I am doing is just holding my hands and just being patient until interest rates decide to fall. Now, going into the technicals, again, like I said, the candle structure doesn't look good because overall, when it comes to the macro environment, nobody controls the price moving other than the hedge funds and the big money movers. Now, as you guys saw, there's probably a lot of people saying, hey, there's a lot of hedge funds buying up this company. Why isn't the stock moving? It's because they're not buying on the open market. They're buying on the, you could say the black web, the dark pools of the market that doesn't fluctuate when it comes to buying and selling hundreds of millions of shares at the current price. So the price won't move. The only way for the price to move is if basically the macro environment of the overall stock market allows for it to move. And at the moment, because of the housing market being where it is at the moment, the price of the stock will be priced where it is until that has changed. But now looking at the technicals when it comes to going into the rest of this week, but also going into next week, as you can see, we have literally just been in chop suey for the past week and a half, 2 weeks. We've been in the same range since the beginning of August, going into August and stuff like that. We've been in just basically chopping from the lows of 320 to the highs of 376. And now we're in the previous weekly candle, and I expect us to probably do the same going into the coming days. As you can see, we literally tested, basically forming the weekly candle, and now just been basically barcoding from here on out. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if we just hit something like this, sweep back to the upside, and then just continue to do like this until we get some type of clear indication where the market wants to go. I don't see anything happening until we get like something like this, or if we can get a bullish reversal from this candle, which then leads something like this, going into $4 range and so forth. But as of right now, all I can see is just going like this until something happens, because the market doesn't know how to price the stock until we get to somewhere in the earnings to provide some type of guidance on where the company can go. And I believe in Kaz when it comes to tokenization in the real estate market. I think he has something cooking that nobody is paying attention to, and that is going to be in for a separate video. And why I believe I think it's Eric Jackson or some sort, I'm not too sure his name, but he believes the stock can go to $82. Now I see exactly what he might be thinking if it is around tokenization. But like I said, that'll be in for another video. So that is my quick update. As of right now, I don't see any movement coming out of the stock, particularly when it comes to price, until we break this 370 or break this below this 335. But as of right now, all I could see is just straight barcoding for the next coming days to weeks to maybe even months. But as I continue to do, I'll just continue to buy shares, continue to buy leaps, and we'll continue to ride this company knowing the turnaround story is legit. So that is it when it comes to the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said before, hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.